What's going on, ladies? It's Lauren. I'm a 3-time Olympian and Olympic bronze medalist, 3-time mom, and the founder of Strong Mom. And today we're going to talk about a topic that doesn't get enough attention, and that is fear. We often only think about fear when it comes to big things like phobias, right? Spiders, sharks, or maybe forgetting about the kid's birthday party that you're supposed to be at in an hour, right? We know that as moms, those are the big ones. But you'd be surprised to learn that most of us make decisions based on fear without even knowing it. We all have fear. It's all there, all of us. I know when I was in the depths of depression, I had a fear that no matter what I tried, there was going to be nothing out there that helped me get better, right? So I dragged my feet for years before I tried anything and everything to get better. The thing that kept me stuck unnecessarily wasn't a lack of motivation, wasn't money, wasn't time, definitely wasn't a lack of options, that's for sure. I knew the top coaches in the world. The thing that kept me stuck was fear. For me, it was a fear of failure. But let's take a look at what we see with our moms. So we ask women all the time, how would you feel if you invested in yourself for the next year, and as a direct result of that investment in you, you lost weight, you looked better, you had more confidence, better time management, right? Because we don't get more time, but we can have better time management. You would have less stress, you enjoyed your family, your relationships more, there was more joy. Essentially the things that we guarantee in our program, well, I'd feel incredible, they say. So we ask, well, would your investment of time, finances, and energy be worth it? And to a T, each woman says yes, literally every time. But when we ask each of them if they're ready to make those results a reality and commit, only a portion of them charge headfirst and start winning, even though they just told me it was a no-brainer. So what's in the way? What is the block for women who can't go all in on themselves? The women who just stay stuck. Like I did, I know exactly what it's like for 6 long years. The answer? You nailed it. It's fear. The reason I tell you this is because I want you to understand that everyone, and I mean everyone's life, can be dictated by fear. But here's a little secret. Sometimes fear can actually be your best friend. So let me explain. There are 2 types of fear that dictate our decision making. There's the fear of failing and there's the fear of regret. The fear of failing is what stopped me from asking for help, from calling doctors who could help me, from calling coaches, which ended up being counterproductive and obviously very limiting, right? I learned the saying, you're gonna miss every shot that you never take. That was me. And I know there's tons of people I admire that made mistakes. So why was I afraid? And let me give you an example. Oprah Winfrey, right? I'm guessing you've heard of her. I know I have. I love her. Did you know she had her heart set on becoming a massive Hollywood star? Yep, in 1998, she went all in and starred in a big budget film that she was hoping would make her career. She starred in Beloved. And no, I had never heard of it either. Didn't do well from day one. She lost a massive amount of time, money, and her Hollywood dream kind of went down. She took her shot and she missed. But there is a reason that you've never heard of that movie. Oprah didn't let that fear of failure create a crippling fear of doing something for the future. She went on to take more shots. She started her own Sirius channel. She has a podcast, and you probably know of her talk show that did all right? She is a perfect example of not letting past failure lead to a fear which could prevent future success. If Oprah decided to stop and let that happen, you may not even know who she is right now. Now that you get the fear of failure, right? Just examples, let's talk about the fear of regret. This should be, it isn't always, but it should be much more powerful than the fear of failure. The fear of regret is having to look back and mourn the opportunities that you were too scared, lazy, or unmotivated to take. Here's an example of mine personally, a fear of regret that outweighed my fear of failure. So in 2019, I was deep into my life as a mom. I ran 2 businesses with my husband. Our kids were 8, 10, and 7. You know what that can look like, okay? It was chaotic, balls in the air, juggling, trying to keep everything straight. And I had a lot of people to take care of. And just like you, I wasn't always the highest on my own priority list. And then the opportunity of a lifetime came. I was invited back to the athlete pool for the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games. And immediately my thought process was, oh my God, coach, I am almost 40. I've only played 10 weeks in the past 10 years. Like, you've got to be kidding, right? But no, it wasn't a joke. I was being offered a chance to make my 3rd Olympic roster in the sport I loved as a mom, and the sport that I thought was in the rearview mirror for the rest of my life. I had a chance to rewrite my story. And if you guessed it was a no-brainer, You'd be dead wrong. That fear of failure hit me first like a ton of bricks. What if I embarrass myself in front of the world? Or worse, what if I embarrass myself in front of my family and my kids? What if my family imploded while I was gone training? What if my business fell apart without me there? And maybe the most crippling thought, what if I didn't make the team? What if I told everyone, hey, I'm gonna go do this and I'm chasing this dream, and it just didn't work out? The fear of failure was taking hold of me, and the voice was getting pretty damn loud, right? Just stay stuck. It was telling me to pull back, avoid risk, stay comfortable, stay in my safe space, even if that safe space wasn't the best space for me. Luckily, that second fear followed, right? The fear of regret. Then all of a sudden I started thinking, well, what if I do make the team? What if I can actually help the team win an Olympic medal, the elusive Olympic medal for me? How would I feel if I pass up a shot to chase my dreams? How will I feel watching my teammates on TV? And how could I look at my kids in their eyes and tell them to go after their dreams and not take that advice myself, right? The fear of regret, the fear of missing out, as I learned, far outweighs the fear of failure. So for me, after that conversation in my head, the choice was clear. And despite the worry, I jumped in. Fast forward 2 years, and through COVID, I earned a bronze medal. My kids watched me play on international TV. They watched me chase my dreams. My family is the strongest it's ever been, and I am freaking proud of myself. Proud I didn't let that fear of failure control me. I've learned a lot of mistakes, and I've learned if I let the fear of failure dictate my decisions, I'll never win. Okay, so let's tie this back to you, back to fitness, back to mindset. You're likely watching this because you have some goals in mind. Some things in your life that you need to change, you want to change. Your mind could be chaotic, unsettled. Maybe your schedule's too full. Maybe you want your body back. You want to lose some weight. You know there is a woman inside you that has been hiding and neglected for years, and it's time to let her out. How many of you have told yourself, I'm fine, or I'd rather not have to change, or it's just my time to take care of my family, or, well, I see other people reaching goals, but I don't know if they're happy doing it, right? This is your fear of failure talking. You know you want these things, but you're either too afraid to start, or maybe you're just muddling about with 1 foot in and 1 foot out, right? Maybe you're choosing short-term cheap fixes because the risk is minimal, right? I've been there. Maybe you're scared that you're gonna put in the work, you're gonna spend the time, the energy just to be in the same spot you are now. And that makes complete sense. It's totally understandable, especially if you've been burned in the past by trying to lose weight with fad diets and restrictive plans. You know, micro failures, the small losses that steal your confidence and hope over time. That being said, let's not let the fear of failure outweigh your fear of regret, because in the end, fear of regret will dwarf the fear of failure. And here's why. Aside from your problems being much harder to reverse, right? The longer you wait to tackle them, not only because maybe you've put on more weight, but also because your willpower will start to drain, maybe embarrassment starts to rise, and those are all hurdles that are hard to get past. But above all, and listen to me, ladies, if you listen to your fear of failure, you will lose one of the most valuable assets you have, and that's your time. And you don't get your time back. The regret of lost time, and I know this personally, not being your best with your kids, your families, your careers can be debilitating, right? The time I spent in depression, I know I will never get back. The reality is that getting back to your best, both physically and mentally, will take a little work, right? Dusting off that woman that's been hiding deep inside isn't always easy, but betting on yourself, taking action, and making it happen for you and your family is always worth it. It's always the most rewarding thing you could do. You can't just push a button or fast forward time and be there. It will take action. Start by eradicating your fear of failure and understanding your fear of regret and what is truly at stake if you stay stuck. I encourage you, take the leap and go all in on yourself. Go after your fitness goals, your mindset goals, and you might just surprise yourself. But I get it. Not having knowledge or plan to get there is scary and daunting. So I want to help. If you want a roadmap to success and the most direct path to your dream life, just book a call with my team today. If you're already on the books, get excited. This is going to be the best decision of your life. We're going to conquer your fear of failure so you never have to worry about your health or your mindset ever again. Your future self is already thanking you.